our cultural exchanges and in our hearts and things that are important to us. We have a really great program for you today and some special guests I think you'll find just so moving and inspiring. And today is February the 9th, 2025. This is the Global Healing Miracle Call for Ancient Secrets, and Dr. Clint G. Rogers is in the house.
Yeah, welcome, everybody. It's a really special call today. I'm so happy as we're, applying principles from this book. It actually applies all year round, all around the world, regardless of what is your religious or ethnic or cultural background. One thing I love is it's universal. And, it's interesting because one of the most in like distinctions that people make is if people are single or in a relationship, and the most poignant time that people are aware of that is Valentine's. you know, One of my friends doesn't call it Valentine's Day, but calls it Single Awareness Day because she just walks around very aware that she's single. you know. But what if instead of that experience this week, what if we're able to apply some secrets, ancient secrets that infuses your life not only with more love, but more youthfulness, more vitality at any age, whatever age you are. We have such a special treat today. I'm co-hosting a call with Levi and Vinay. Levi, you want to unmute yourself and say hi?
Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Yeah, I'm super excited to co-host with you guys, and yeah, I was going to ask if as people come in, if we could do a couple marmas of to get into our heart center and stuff, and
Oh man, I love that idea. And Vinay, I want you to say hello too. Actually, let's do this. Vinay, you read the theme quote for today, and then Levi, why don't you guide us through the marmas as people are
okay,
coming in? That'd be fun.
okay, all right.
Go first. Just
And then
1 minute.
everyone in the chat, I just want you to put "I love my life," something like that, just so we know where you are, and then put where you're located, just so we can just get a feel of where you're joining from. If you're new today, just say "I'm new," also, because we want to welcome you especially. Vinay?
Yeah, just 1 minute. So,
All right. Yeah, the quote was
yeah,
actually picked by Vinay, and it's so perfect for today.
yeah. The quote is, again, it's a pleasure for me and it's honor for me because it's a it's a quote by my masters, Dr. Clint and Dr. Giovanni's master Baba Ramdas. He has said that youth is a condition achievable at any age when someone is physically flexible, mentally alert, and willing to learn and emotionally full of love.
Yeah,
This is just an
so beautiful.
amazing one.
Youth is a condition achievable at any age when someone's physically flexible, mentally alert, willing to learn, and emotionally full of love. So I love it that in the Ancient Secrets, there's a chance where we can all achieve. I just like how accessible it is. And Marma is one of the most powerful. If you haven't heard of it, if you're new or you just experiencing it for the first time, it just points on your body that these masters knew, subtle energy points, and you press them, helps remove blocks, restore balance, and oftentimes reduce or remove pain. We have such a cool story today of someone who just read the book, completed the book this week, last like 7 days ago now. And what's happened since then is awesome. And so wherever you are in this life right now, whatever you're experiencing, what if there's certain secrets you can apply that can make a big difference? And Marma is such a cool one. So Levi, handing it back to you. Actually, first of all, Katie, is there anyone that's new? Just keep an eye open for them. After we do the Marma, you can welcome them, and then you could do some of the announcements as well. But Levi, handing it over to you.
All right, guys. All right. So, one of my favorite marmas, and I think this first one that I'm going to do is more of a mudra. This one's a marma too, right? Or is this like a mudra? Anyways, it's like the heart mudra, or it might be a marma, and it's where we put our thumb into the center of our palm. And so I want you guys to follow along because we want to move us into our heart space because today's topic is being on the compass of Valentine's Day is about self-love and what we can bring to the table. So the best way to go about that is definitely moving into our heart space. And I definitely love doing this because one of the greatest blessings or the greatest magics of my life has been reconnecting to me, and and it's like that reconnection automatically brings the child out inside of you that's like could be deeply hidden, but or tucked away. Anyways, okay, guys. So with the right hand, with the left thumb into the right hand into the center, we're going to put that thumb into the center like this, and then we're going to basically grab our thumb and bring this over. Let me see if I'm doing this right. Yes. Bring this over the top like this and connect to this thumb right here. Okay. And then we're going to squeeze and breathe 6 times. Okay. Ready? Squeeze. Let go. Going for a third. 4, 5, and 6. Good job, guys. Now, I want you guys to give you guys self a tap right here. And I want you to say, good job, and say your name. Good job, Levi. And
Thanks,
the
Vinay.
reason for saying your name is because we don't say thank you to ourselves enough, or we don't tell ourselves good enough jobs, and we don't say our names enough. And so we need to say our name when we say good things. Talk to ourselves almost as if we are our own best friends. And that's the mindset that I have been able to shift to, is to talk to myself as if I'm my own brother, my own best friend. Like I have my own back to the end. So it's very important. Okay. One more. We're gonna do this one right here. Okay. And this is also a heart marma, I believe. Am I getting that right, Dr. Clint?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Actually, this is a powerful one here. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So you press and you breathe in, and it's
Breathe in.
interesting. Even Dr. Joseph shared with me some more points about this. Even in different traditions, the knowing about this point is it's the point that the angel taps on you right as you come into life, and it helps you forget some things. But then also, as we press it, it helps us remember the most important things, which is that you are held and that you are loved, that you're alive. So as you press it, you breathe in. As you unpress, you breathe out.
Okay.
So let's do it together 6 times.
Let's
1,
6 times.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I love this one too. You can just, whenever I'm with Dr. Giovanni, he wraps his arm around my shoulder, reaches up and grabs my ear. And this marma point on your right earlobe is one that actually goes from your conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. And it just is the feeling that you're loved. You press it 6 times. 4, 5, 6. So beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that assistance. Yes.
Thank you, Levi. That was so fun. I'm so glad you had us guide us through that.
Yes. And tell you guys thank you. Good job. And say your
Yeah,
name. Good job,
very
Levi.
good, Clint.
Yes.
Yeah. As I was watching through, I saw some people who knew, but then I also saw my sister, Rebecca, is on the call. It made me so happy. I don't know, Rebecca, if you could just unmute yourself, just say hi.
Hello, everyone. We're a little snowed in, so I got to join today.
Yay! I'm happy for the snow today. Anything when Valentine's Day comes around, anything that you feel in particular, or Rebecca?
So I've been feeling a lot of things. Feel it strongly too, you can tell. So we had an older sister that committed suicide on Valentine's Day when we were young. And she's been close to my heart recently. I also have lots of family members that experience seasonal depression as well as other kinds of depression. And so, yeah, and with my students, we're exploring the different kinds of relationships and ways of expressing love and feeling love, and recognizing that sometimes when we're in a certain place, it's hard to feel other people's love for us. And so it's important for us to kind of like Levi was saying, find ways that we can discover that love and create that love for ourselves so that it makes us easier for us to be able to feel the love of others for us, as well as share love with others. And so that's the summary of a lot of things that I've been thinking about lately.
That's amazing. So just in honor of my sister, it is true that in our family, our oldest sister took her life on Valentine's Day, and then it changes the dynamic of a holiday, and it makes me a lot more sensitive to people who are alone, or may not feel loved. And I know that some of those people are on the call right now, and that whatever season of our life we're in, it's really good to love ourselves and love each other. So let's start by putting our hands together like this. Oftentimes we put it out, saying I love you and I'm with you, but we're going to just put it together like this. Just put it on our own heart. Just say I love me and I'm with me.
Love you and I'm with you.
And then let's put our hands together like this. And for anyone who is in that moment of struggle right now, just put one hand on your heart and one hand out. Say I love you and I'm with you. Man, what a powerful way to start a day, to be on a global call like this with amazing people and just remember, Joseph, I don't know if I got that right about that point we're pressing, but it's really interesting how important it is sometimes to forget some things or just let them go. And then also to remember the most important things. Joseph, is there something else you want to share about that point, that Marvel point?
It was Rabbi, trying to remember his name now.
By Stephen Robbins, who's in the book that was talking.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's the one who told the, mythology, the legend, that when we're born, they say the angel has the golden hammer and taps us on this point, and it's to remove or to have us forget all of our lives, all of our who we are, everything, so that we come into this world, on a clean slate, the blank slate, fresh, and look at things with the newborn's eyes. And so I think kind of made up the part. I learned this marma as a point of calm and relaxation. And inside, I just connected, for me, that one reason it can bring me calm and relaxation is because I remember who I am. It's not about what this life is about, and the domestication and our, conditioning and all families and personalities and all those things. But to go back to remember who I am, the essence, the divinity that has come into this body, that is a place of total peace and calm. So I just kind of connected those things and used this point to remember. And I use remember as in the mind remembering, but also RE dash member, as in putting the pieces back together, the pieces of me. So that's what that is for me. And I hope it's something that you can make something out of that for yourself if you'd like.
Yeah. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Speaking about remembering, this week I was with my mom in a Panchakarma who was on Sunday's call last. You saw some of that as we were entering, and I had a chance. We had a chance to go to my mom's cousin and learn about my family and talk about remembering. It's amazing what life brings us through. This is a picture of my grandpa, Robert Pugh, and he was actually a twin. And this is his twin brother, him and his twin brother. But when they were little guys, 3, 4 years old, their mother died, and then about a year or so later, their father died, and they were left as orphans. There was 12 kids left as orphans, and their oldest sister, who was only 17 at the time, had to take the full responsibility for raising these kids. You know, and I didn't even remember that story actually. I didn't know exactly why I feel so drawn to support orphan kids, but then, just seeing that, oh man, life is full of so much. There's so many dynamic things happening simultaneously, and a lot of it's in our DNA. And so sometimes, even when we're feeling seasonal depression, it's not necessarily you, even, but sometimes we're here on the earth to transmute some things and live a different life and a different possibility. I'm hopeful on this call, whatever has been the past for you personally, or the past in your DNA, or the past experience of humanity on this planet, what if, what if today we can experience ancient secrets that infuse us with more joy, more love, more vibrancy, and more feeling of youth at any age. So we have really exciting things to do today. But first, I want to hand it over to Katie to welcome some new people and give any announcements.
Hello, hello. I know Sybil is a new person here. Welcome. Really so glad that you're here. I know you can only stay for a little bit, but I hope you'll come back and join us again. Anybody who's new, please let us know in the chat so that we can, properly welcome you and let you know how glad we are that you're here. So I'm just already so moved by everything that's happened so in this short little amount of time on the call. For the announcements, the first two announcements really are so appropriate for this, with clearing and transmuting and staying flexible and healthy and youthful, regaining our youth, because we have a 7-day guided detox coming up March 3rd. And that's an opportunity to kind of clear out toxins, and be ready for the new. And then if you're moved to do so, on March 21st, we're starting a 30-day guided detox, which is a really powerful experience for cleaning out, clearing out physically, mentally, emotionally. People experience all kinds of detoxing. It's a detox. And it was really the start of my transformation that started 4 years ago after meeting you, Dr. Clint. And the transformation for me has just been extraordinary and continues. I really encourage people to do it. Consult with a Vaidya before doing the 30 days. And maybe Deborah Ann can tell us more in a little bit about the detoxes coming up. We have some self-guided opportunities that start anytime you're ready. One is Ancient Secrets 101 course, and one is the Ancient Secrets 100-day experience, which is a much deeper dive into learning about so much of the ancient secrets. There's also a 7-day self-guided detox if you're interested in that. We have 3 upcoming pulse clinics that I know of, one in Utah on the 11th, so that's almost now. That's very soon. One in Austin on the 16th of February, and then in Sedona, there will be opportunities to sign up for some pulse readings from June 5th through the 8th. And also in Sedona, there's going to be a celebration of our 3-year graduates of the PATH training program. It's the practitioner training program. And there are a number of people here who have graduated, and we're going to celebrate that in Sedona on June 10th from 9 to 11 in the morning.
Actually, no, that was a little bit mistaken. It'll be on June 9th at 7 p.m. And
okay, yeah, never mind.
It's just that Rodell had, when he sees it on his thing, he's in the Philippines, and I just translated it in. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you. Then there's also the Mystical Nepal Retreat from March 12th
but
to
also right
19th.
after in Sedona is the Ancient Secrets Unstoppable Love Celebration.
Yes.
With the theme of Now is the Time. That's June 10th to the 12th.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the last thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. Thank you. It's so great to be here with you.
Oh, so good. Well, I am getting more and more excited about us all getting together in Sedona. And now is the time means that we don't wait until then. Last week, we had a chance to go into the breakout rooms and each person share one thing if they, in their own knowing, letting love guide. So, talking about love and this week of love, the opening quote, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you, love will guide you. And love is guiding you. And last week in the breakout rooms, everyone had a chance to share. If you just tap into your own wisdom, your own knowing, what's one thing that if you started doing, it would make a difference in your health, happiness, peace of mind. And I don't know if anyone had any particular experiences, but I want you to be thinking about that. And if you could share it on the call. Levi and Vinay, do we have someone who's guiding a meditation today? I just want to check on that. Is it Carol? I just want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Carol.
All right. So what I want to do is this, Carol, with your permission, I want to share the opening story first, because I think it sets the tone of what's possible with this quote about living young at any age. And then as we're in the emotion of that experience, you can guide us into a meditation. And then after Levi and Vinay, you can guide some conversation around this with everyone on the call. Does that feel good to everyone? Yeah, I see some nods.
Yes.
All right. So, there's some, I don't think, I when I'm speaking, and I love the concept in this book, what if healing can be delicious? Like, what if healing can be simple? And what if you actually already know a lot of what you should do or stop doing? And so many of you, in fact, even if in the chat, if you had a chance last week to do every day that thing, or most of the times do that thing, just if you saw some result, I just want you to just share, I did, and then maybe we can ask you about some things related to it as well. Now, there's someone on the call who has a name which is perfect. Her name is Angel. And this angel came to deliver a message to us today about possibility and how much can happen. So Angel, can you unmute yourself? And I just want you to share a little bit about your experience with Ancient Secrets, and even just within the last week, what's happened before versus after reading the book. Let's see if we can, whoever is on tech, can you help her unmute herself maybe? Let's see, maybe I can do it. All right, I think I can do it. Let's see, are you able to speak, Angel?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Good morning. Thank you for this opportunity and the book.
Oh, well marked.
Huh?
Well marked. I saw the Post-it notes.
Yes, well marked. I use it every day. Yes. And so I met you and then received the book. But as soon as I received the book, I read it in 24 hours. And it just clicked. I felt like when I was in the medical field, I'm a cancer survivor and I'm also a brain bleed survivor. So I've gone through some trauma things and come out the other side, and I'm still me. But while I was in the medical arena, I just felt like it was polar opposites. I felt like as much as they were helping me, it just felt like there was also this huge resistance whenever I would ask questions, or if I pushed back at what they were suggesting or anything like that. I just felt this resistance. But when I got this book, it flipped. I feel like two batteries, and it flipped and clicked. And it's the authenticity, it's the honesty, it's the true help that I needed. And I know this. And so I've only had this book in my hands for a week. I made my first batch. Well, I guess I helped with the first batch in a different city, but the first batch in my house this week. And in 7 days, the pain in my knees has gone from an 8 down to a 2. I feel myself
Wow. 8 out of 10 to 2 out of 10.
to a 2,
Just from
yes.
changing the diet and doing the home remedies?
Everything that I can do. I am just constantly doing something and releasing things and strengthening things and using the book as a guide. I have released 11 pounds
Wow, in 1 week. That's so
in
amazing.
1 week. My sleep has improved. I'm stretching every day, and I can already see a difference. I grew up doing ballet, tap, and acrobats. And so it's reconnected all this wonderful love of that, which I also didn't know at that time because of my age, that it was like an intro into yoga. And so a lot of the moves that ballerinas do, there's an attachment to yoga. And so the stretching every day has helped. My energy has gotten better, and I've been able to let go of one of my cups of coffee a day. I used to drink 3 cups a day. I have switched one of those cups to do the AM energy drink, which I am absolutely loving. And I do not have that afternoon crash. I am just able to power through. I feel a strength in my body as things are balancing. And so it has just been amazing. It's been amazing.
It makes me so happy to hear. First of all, let's all put our hands together like this. Celebrate someone in process, but after only 7 days, implementing it so much. I just want to say I love you and I'm with you, Angel.
Thank you.
I'm gonna see if I can real quick add my spotlight. You know, we talk about contagious healing sometimes, and how when you follow the impulse of love, you don't know who it's gonna end up blessing that you love. And I don't know if they'd be willing to share, but it was actually Roxanne who shared on the call 2 weeks ago, and Rick who invited me to their home. It was impulse of love for Rick, first of all, to love Roxanne, and then she says, "You know what? I really want to do is meet you, Dr. Clint." And then they gave me the gift of meeting Angel. And I want to know, Roxanne, what does it feel like? This was an unintentional, like you didn't. I don't think you must have known the healing that would happen, the contagious healing or the ripples of healing. But what's it like seeing, like within a short period of time, someone you love so much have these results? Oh, let's see.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. The chain reaction of love. It's unconditional. It comes straight from the heart. And you have to have the gratitude come in first. Gratitude has to precede the love in order for you to give it freely. And so the more I am grateful for this beautiful child, whose father named her, by the way, her actual name is Angelique, but he said that he would get to call her Angel every day, and that every time he said Angel, he was thinking of me. So we're talking about a chain reaction of a generation of love. And so this unconditional love grows. It exponentially, it just absolutely gushes. Love is there. All we have to do is generate some gratitude and express our love the best we can when we can.
Oh, thank you so much, Roxanne. It's so beautiful. There was one moment, I don't know if you remember this, Angel, too, but just meditating around the table as we're listening to this beautiful musical track, and then one person walked in late, and she sat right between you and your mom, and then started holding one of your hands, and it felt like a half of something, and then held both of your hands, and it felt like this energy of this like infinity thing going between you. And she was like, "Whoa." Yeah. But anything else that Angel, you want to share either to your mom or to us about the journey and the healing process? Anything else that for someone who's starting the journey for the first time, anything else that comes into your mind or heart?
Just keep reading. You'll probably end up bookmarking or marking somehow the different pages, the different guides, and just keep using it. It will work. It is authentic. It is the truth. It will work.
It's so beautiful. And then for either of you, my sister Rebecca just really touched my heart about, how hard it is sometimes to receive and feel the love of other people and to receive just in this experience to be able to love ourselves. Anything that either of you do that helps you with that, or any wisdom you can share on the call?
I love the unstoppable meditation.
Yeah, that is amazing, actually.
Every day. And I let go of things and I feel stronger and stronger and stronger. And I just love, the whisper in the ear. And it is incredible and powerful. So powerful.
So beautiful. And for you, Roxanne, any wisdom or inspiration around self-love and receiving love?
My experience of receiving love, not just from my daughter, but from this wonderful man who reached out to you deliberately with forethought of love to bring you into our midst and transform me, because I was saying, no, 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 I don't want to learn another language. I don't have the energy. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then he brought you home to us. And that takes a powerful, powerful, powerful amount of love to make things like that happen. And everybody who's listening, the skeptics out there, pay attention. Those who accept things willingly and openly have a slight advantage, but those who are skeptics and then transform, like Clint, like Angel, like myself, we become stronger for it, and maybe in different ways.
Oh, so true. When I think about this book and the subtitle, "A Western Skeptic, an Eastern Master, and Life's Greatest Secrets," and essentially, actually, it is a love story, but it's a love story of the love from my father and how that moved me beyond whatever skepticism, arrogance, pain I had into this experience where I'm feeling so much more love for myself, for life. And I like it that my question for everyone is, what is your love story? And where is the blocks to that love? And how can we release that? In the breakout room today, I'm hoping we each discover one more way that we can both receive and feel more love for ourselves. But in this moment of this love story of Roxanne and Rick and Angel, I just wonder if we could all put our hands together again and just send them all a blast of love in this journey. Just tell you that we love you and we're with you.
And we are with you.
Yeah, you're not alone.
With you.
We love each and every one of you and are with you. We love you even more than the last before.
It's so beautiful. Well, I'm gonna ask Levi and Vinay, any additional questions or thoughts you want to share regarding this story about Angel and what's happened in the last week?
Yeah, I would like to say that it really inspired me a lot. Because while speaking with Angel, and when the way she was with all the enthusiasm, and when she was sharing about her progress and everything, it really inspired me. And it says, sorry, it was my network. Sorry, I apologize. But it was really inspiring me that Dr. Am always used to say, don't stick with your problems, work out the possibilities. And really, Angel spoke the same thing. And it reminds me, and it just went to boom like these things, that yes, we have to go through all these things and still we move forward, whatever the things we have with us. And I'm grateful to my master, Dr. Naram, to give us this beautiful ancient secrets and mission to guide everyone. And by seeing this youth, uh, today's quote, Dr. Naram Master always used to us, and Dr. Clint will explain in better way. He, there can be a 20 years old person and there can be a 90 years young person also.
Mm.
It can be, depends on the flexibility, how flexible you are. But I will request Dr. Clint to explain in better way these things.
Yeah, just what he's saying so beautiful. Someone could be 20 years old if they're physically rigid, mentally stubborn, and emotionally dry. Or someone could be 100 years young if they're physically flexible, mentally still learning, willing to learn, and emotionally full of love. And I see that so much in Roxanne, willing to learn, actually, willing to still be full of life and love and travel. And with Rick, the impulse of love, and with Angel, man, what a beautiful thing. And you've really touched our hearts today. Levi, anything else you want to add before we go into the meditation and then some more discussion?
Yeah. I just, even in my journey of, remembering who I am and connecting to myself, detoxing and really focusing on eliminating like whatever was going on in my body has been like one of the biggest forms of self-love that I've been able to act out. And I just wanted to say that's you having your own back and being willing to take action that allows you to live a more happier life. And it's just a journey, and you can keep walking down that road, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So beautiful. Angel, anything else you want to share in reflection of that?
I think that's the big takeaway is just self-love. So thank you for that, Levi. And I have a lot more walking down that road to do, but I feel like I'm definitely on the right path. So
Thank you.
So beautiful. So what is your love story, and especially your love story with yourself, or perhaps your love story with the divine that is in you and around you and you're a part of? I like that this ancient secret says universal. It doesn't actually matter what is your faith background, like the electricity, it works. And the greatest healer, Dr. Ram says, is love. And the greatest healing is when you start to learn to love yourself and receive the love that's all around you. And so, Carol Ray, I'd love if you guide us through this meditation. And then the breakout rooms today, Levi, and after the meditation, Levi, if you and Vinay could guide people through just facilitating some discussion around this. And then Robin, thank you so much. And Cornelia, thank you so much for helping with the back end. Just if we could go into breakout room and really say, what's one thing that you could be doing this week, every day, that would increase your experience of loving yourself and life? What's one thing that you could start doing, or maybe something you stopped doing, but one thing? And so handing it over to you, Carol, and then after that, Levi and Vinay, if you can guide the rest from here, would be awesome.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Clint, and what a beautiful story. It's just so touching and so moving. I've had a lifelong battle with self-love and unconditional love, especially, and it's a journey. It's not a destination. It's something that, as soon as this morning, still having some recurrence of needing to let go of some things that happened way back in 76 or so, and how that emotion can close our hearts sometimes. So grateful that we have marmas and we have meditation and we have this community to help open our hearts. So I selected a piece of music from our friend and brother Gary Malkin on unconditional love. I think Cornelia might have that queued up so that we can drop in from this busyness into our hearts and experience unconditional love for ourselves. For me, it was a little verse in the Bible that said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." And I'm like, oh, I do have to love myself so I can love my neighbors. And then it's a constant thing to appreciate the people who have given us opportunities to practice unconditional love in our life. So if you're just you're welcome to watch or close your eyes, whichever you'd like.
Look forward to your transition. It's the first time you will experience unconditional love. When you make your transition, you're asked two things basically. How much love you have been able to give and receive, and how much service you have rendered. And you will know every consequence of every deed, every thought, and every word you have ever uttered. But you will also see how a nice act of kindness has touched hundreds of lives that you're totally unaware of. So concentrate on love while you're still around, and teach your children early unconditional love. It's the most beautiful experience you can ever imagine.
So, for those who don't know, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, 1926 to 2004, she was a Swiss-American psychiatrist, best-selling author, and expert on death and dying. And she was recognized all over the world in the Hall of Fame for National Women's Organizations, Top Thinker 20th Century, and so many other things. So I invite you now to really think about the things and places in your life that come up for you when you think about unconditional love. And there's things that come up like, I could never forgive myself for that. I could never forgive him or her or them for that. But we have some tools to help you with that. And let's just take a minute to do the let go marma on your left hand, which is the past. And it's this fleshy part in here. And we press this point and we say, I let go and I forgive. 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 We're going to do it one more time, this time with a red frame over our left eye. Hold in that frame that which you think or know that you want to let go of. So one more time, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we finish up by patting our heart 6 times and saying, well done, me. Good job, Carol. Dr. Clint.
Oh, thank you so much, Carol. So beautiful. One thing that makes it easier to feel love for me is this community. Actually, I tell my mom and other people, I've never met a group of people more full of love, more letting love guide them. And just in the space of these calls and whatever live time we get together, like in Sedona, it strengthens that. And the amount of people who have just shown up and say, hey, love has guided me to do this, like Carol Ray, to create the Ancient Secrets cookbook and to create Ancient Secrets for Pets, and her and Heidi creating Ancient Secrets for Kids. Or in this particular case, Sarabjit, who I just want to spotlight for a moment. He's like, I want to guide the art project. And for years, the art that's displayed in ancientsecretsfoundation.org that you can buy on t-shirts or mugs that the profits go to benefit the kids in Nepal. And then the art experience that's been going on every month for the last little bit, so beautiful and powerful. I just want to spotlight Sarabjit for a while. She's also in the process of self-love. Just recently had a situation where she experienced an injury and it needs to take care of her mom. And so part of her self-love is stepping away from the art project now and hoping someone else walks into that space so it can continue. I don't know, Sarabjit, if you can unmute yourself, but first of all, I just want us to put our hands together and send you so much love. Oh, my water bottle fell over.
Thank you so much,
If
Dr.
we could just
Clint.
put our hands together and send Sarabjit so much love in her process of recovery for her and her mom. Love you, Sarabjit.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I love this community and I love you all. And I'm really grateful for giving me the opportunity to do this seva for all these years. I will still be part of the community. I cannot leave it. Of course, this is family for me right now. And right now I'm just having mung soup and replenishing my energy with that. That's what I'm doing. And I have to just share quickly this week where I was not well. And the one thing that my sister-in-law called me, and she was asking how I'm feeling, and I was telling her. And then she started talking about that, she went to her doctor and her eyeglasses came off. Her eyesight is perfect now. I said, what did you do? And then she said, the marma that you taught me, I've been doing that regularly for 6 months, the eye marma. So she says, that's all I did. And my glasses are off now. So her eyesight has become perfect. So I thought I just shared this quickly. One of the things that has come out, the effects of how we share and somebody is being helped, with these marmas. Yeah, thought I'll share that.
I love that so much. Well, if you're interested in helping lead the art project, you can lead it or co-lead with someone else. Please just go ahead and either put in the chat or email team@myancientsecrets.com, and then we'll make sure we set up some interviews. But that would be really helpful. And then also, if someone could put the links for the detox opportunities in the chat, that would be helpful. If you have an insight or story about like how have you experienced more self-love, or what's one thing that you think you could do or stop doing that would be an act of love for yourself? And I actually really love in this community, sometimes the most important thing is stop doing something, even if it seems like a good thing. Like for Sarabjit, the act of love is actually, okay, actually now I need to step down for this leadership position, and it'll be an act of love for someone else because they can step into it and experience the blessing. I've seen it happen with many other people, even Jaina, who has served with so much love. She's like, okay, now it's time I need to take care of myself. And then in the process, so many other people could step in and experience the love of serving in different ways. And so I just want you, if you know how to, on Zoom, there's a little place where you can, on the bottom, it says raise hand. And if you have some insight or something you want to share, you can raise your hand. I'm going to hand it over actually to Levi and Vinay to guide this process for about 10 minutes before we go into the breakout room. And so handing over to you, Levi.
Awesome. All right. I do see some hands up. So I think I want to just quickly share. I don't have a lot of time and I can talk forever on this subject, but one of the biggest things for me, I think on self-love that I had to identify was that and the love of my life, because it came through gratitude. But even gratitude, when I was counting all my blessings from external circumstances, I never was grateful for me. I didn't love my life. I just loved the good things that were coming in. So I was counting those blessings, but I was taking away my own power. And I had to become aware of my thought patterns. And so there was a lot of like understanding of the way I was looking at myself. And I had to realize my own self-talk, because through our own self-talk comes our own self-sabotage. But how is your self-talk? I don't know. For mine, it was very shameful, like as if I had made mistakes all through my life, and I should be shamed, you know, like I hold my head down almost. Um, it wasn't of a good nature, this self-talk of mine. And through this process, I learned something that I want to share with you guys. And you can take this with you, and you can do this on your own time. And that is the reconnecting to myself. And I realized that, and we always say this, oh, we're our own worst best friend, or we're our own worst enemy, or you know, it's our own fault, or this and that, as if we're separate from somebody else who's controlling us. And so using that same frame of work, I had to I had to take myself for a moment. And for a good example is, have you guys ever had somebody in your life, if you remember back when you were younger, maybe you had a best friend, a little brother, a little sister, or somebody that you would have did anything for, you would have just like, you would have fought the biggest battles for, you would have protected to all ends. I don't know who that was, um, but it's time to start looking at ourselves like that. And I had to take myself almost out of myself in a way, and look back at myself as if I was my own best friend, as if I was that older brother that the little brother can never mess up, or that best friend that can never mess up. And even if he does, I'm going to go get in trouble with him because he's my best friend, and I'm not going to betray him. And I had to, in order to do that, I had to learn the power of writing myself a letter. And I sat down and I wrote myself a letter as if I was talking to my best friend in the whole world. And you have to speak as if no matter what, you're proud of these moments. And I want you to remember moments. And I want you to talk to yourself as if you're just in love with yourself, and all the things that you like about yourself. And you might feel weird. It might be a turnoff. And that just shows you the disconnection, because you should want to do this. You should want to be your own best friend. You should want to wake up in the morning telling yourself how lucky you are to be you, you know? And it takes a lot of work. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's go with Esther. I saw Esther's hand.
Well said there, Levi. as so deeply expressed from your being. Yeah. Becoming your own best friend. You know, it's the year of the snake in the Chinese zodiac. And one of the teachings of the snake is that it sheds its skin. So what if, in loving ourselves in this time, what if we can summon the willingness to release all the conditioning, all the past, anything that's in our energy beingness as well as in our body that stems from that not knowing who we are, therefore not loving ourselves? Because what if we truly are love, pure love? That's our essence, not all these other identities. And what if it's not even something to blame ourselves and then forgive ourselves for not knowing, but that forgetting was part of a phase. And now, just like, you know, when we're little kids and then all of a sudden we become adults, we go through a metamorphosis. What if we're in the metamorphosis stage? And I'm thinking of baseball. In baseball, you can have the pitcher, you can have everybody on the bases, everybody on the field. But if the catcher doesn't have his mitt open or her mitt open, that ball has nowhere to go. It's just gonna, you know, forget that. I mean, you know, the part, it makes a whole circuit from the pitcher to the catcher, from the sun to the moon. So that our capacity to receive love, No matter how surrounded we are with love, if our mitt is closed, it's very difficult to catch the ball or to receive the love. And what if we can realize that receiving that ball, that love, is not only a gift for yourself, but for all the people, all your whole team that loves you so much, yet it has to experience you not receiving their love, so that you can reframe it to realize that truly there's nothing, quote, selfish about it as we've been taught selfish is. But indeed, it's really the empowerment that brings great love to not only you in this sense of embodiment and individuation, but to the entire team and the entire whole. So that's what I want to share, because that image is coming in really strongly this week about the catcher and the importance of being willing to open and receive and to appreciate that you are love, and it's not based on what you've done or what you do or will do, and that anything that's in the way of that has been what I call conned, C-O-N-N-E-D. In other words, false conditioning, not truth. And just letting that baby, that old snakeskin go. Adios. And welcoming love. So that's it for me.
Thank
Thank
you, Esther. That was awesome. That was amazing. Shifra.
Hey, yeah, it's a beautiful call. Thank you so much, Levi. Thank you so much, Dr. Clint and Carol Ray and everybody. And thanks.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
This
who
is
shared. And I think that you know, I what I see sometimes is how, like having hurt can get in the way, and I haven't I'm I know when I first came in and I was doing all this service in the community, I felt more a part of. I don't feel it as much now, so I'd like to find some other way to serve, maybe a poetry project or something. I also do visual art, although I haven't done it as much of it lately. Um, and I just wanted to say I was on a call on the breakout call a couple weeks ago. I didn't get a chance to speak last week, and I just got angry and it wasn't appropriate. So I want to apologize for that. And yeah, I do, to everyone. And also I think what comes to me is I went to a funeral yesterday. I didn't know the woman very well, but I knew her daughter, and somebody was saying if there's something, he was the last person who was with her the last hour of her life, and something told him, "Oh, just go home. You have plenty of time." And he didn't. He stayed, and that was the last hour. And so I'm just feeling into that, like, we don't know how long we have. I lost a friend. She died very suddenly of a heart attack. This other woman was 92 years old. She lived a very, very, very full, long life
Yeah,
and did a
Shifra, these,
tremendous service. Anyway, all
yeah,
I want to say is I love you all, and I want to feel more connected, and I'm just, that's
yeah,
it. Just it's
these,
in this challenging time, let's love. That's it. Done.
these three things you shared are so beautiful, Shifra. First of all, how do we feel more love? Sometimes it's actually through just getting more involved with community and serving. Sometimes it's letting go and just asking forgiveness and forgiving ourselves. That's the only way we can feel more love for ourselves. And sometimes it's recognizing how precious this life is, that even the next day isn't guaranteed. And thank you for reminding us of those three things, Shifra. I can't wait for whatever is the next poem that comes out of you. It's going to be an awesome one. And Roxanne, last to you.
Yes, thank you. To come back to Levi's idea about writing himself a letter, I don't know how many years ago, 50 years or more ago, there was a song. I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm going to write words oh so sweet. They're going to knock you off your feet and lots of kisses at the bottom. So I'll be sure you got them.
That's so fun. I love that. What a perfect way to go into the breakout room. Levi, any final thoughts you want to share on today's call before we go to the breakout room and people can think about what's one thing you could start doing or stop doing where you could feel more love infused in your life? Anything, Levi, that you want to share?
Yes. I just well, actually, just on that question alone, it's constantly analyzing myself in the mirror because I want to love myself so much, and I it's not that I want to love myself. I love myself so much that I want to clear out the garbage in my life and letting go of those things. And it's a constant revaluation of my life in order to keep that going, so I don't fall off track with myself because I love myself so much. So.
I love it so much. And Vinay, can you just read this quote one more time? I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself, but what a cool quote you picked for today.
Yes, sir. I love to. Thank you so much. Youth is a condition achievable at any age when someone is physically flexible, mentally alert, and willing to learn and emotionally full of love.
Yeah, so beautiful. I see so many young people on this call. And so, what is one thing you could do to infuse your life with more of this vitality, this love, this for yourself, for others? Maybe it's writing a letter. What a powerful idea, Levi, and what a fun song. Maybe it's doing the detox that Angel has started to do just on her own. Maybe it's actually forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else, that you love. Maybe it's writing a letter to someone that even you can't be in touch with anymore and or in some way, just expressing gratitude. Maybe it's writing a poem. Maybe it's writing a love poem to yourself. Actually, Shifra, have you ever written a love poem to yourself? I don't know if that's ever happened, but maybe it's something like that. And just whatever it is in the breakout room, let love guide you and inspire you. What is one thing you could do this week that would make it the most amazing, beautiful week? And as you care for yourself, you are a microcosm of the macrocosm. It is contagious, and it will bless everyone around you. So let's just put our hands together before we go in the breakout room. Just with one hand on your heart and one hand out. I love you and I'm with you. I love me and I'm with me.
Love you
I
and I'm
love you and I am with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Love me and I am with
I
you.
love you and I'm with
That
you.
is
Love
so
you and I'm
hard.
with you.
I miss you.
Love you and I'm with
You
you.
ever say, but it's same. I love you and I miss you.
You me.
I love me.
Love you and I'm
God,
with
I
you.
desperately need forgiveness.
So need to know you now.
Just for being a human.
So
I
beautiful.
promise you a
I love
miracle.
you.
I
Oh, thank
absolutely
you so
promise
much.
everybody a miracle. Just forgive me for being me.
Linda, we're so grateful you're on the call, and I saw your comments in the chat. I'm so glad that you're here. Just showing up actually is an act of loving yourself and giving us the gift to love you. So now, if Cornelia, if you can go into end the recording, go into breakout rooms. Thank you so much for being here today, everyone, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week and hearing the updates. But in the breakout room, who knows what? So oftentimes the most powerful things come in this space, in which in this presence of people asking you this question, what's one thing you could do to infuse your life with more love, more vitality, more youthfulness? What is it? What's that one thing? And what happened last week? What did you did last week, and how did that work? You can have a little discussion around that. Powerful things can come. So we'll see you next week. I love you, and I'm with you.